and to my girl Chica J. Big up to the Burn Team family.
Hi, this is Sonali.
And this is Lee.
And you're watching Burn Team.
Hey, it's your girl Kyla, and you're watching Real Talk Live.
You can hear the saying hi. You're watching Real Talk Live.
This is Candy Barbara, and you're watching Real Talk Extra.
Just Camille here. Sending out love to Burn Team, and you are watching Real Talk Live.
Hi everyone, my name is Kahea and you're watching Real Talk Live.
Hey, this is Abby from England and you're watching Real Talk Live.
Good night. Good evening.
Long time, boy. Long time. Hey. It is us.
Yes,
Good old days, huh?
it is us.
So is it right? You know anything go,
Yeah.
people? If you're
Yes.
now looking at us, it's your boy.
Thank you.
And your topic for tonight, people. Submission part two.
Submission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have some people
Last
boycott
week was
the
hot
vibes.
and sweaty.
Yeah. We have some people boycott the vibes. So there's your boy, the girl running helter skelter here. And there's Real Talk
Yeah.
Live on our night, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you
You
don't
see how
join
they
us,
already say demand to submit more? That is why last week I don't want to say the consensus, but
yeah.
that is why we're doing the part 2. So it wasn't a consensus, but based on what was said last week,
Yeah.
right now, the men are in the lead in when it comes to being
Yeah.
submissive. The
You're
men
on
are
the
in the
show.
lead.
Where is you? Look what going on. Look what going on here.
I will say, sorry, I can't be there to give lion thunder.
Yeah, well, where? You
Well,
can welcome yourself. Book the next one.
So,
Look at the next one.
good night, Jason.
Right, so since only on the
Well,
comment
you know,
section,
mm-hmm.
let me know. Let us know in the comment section what is on your view. Shika, is it you?
Well, really and truly, right? For this week, because during the week I think a little bit more about these submissive vibes and how much it is, women really do not submit, all in the name of being an independent woman.
Right.
Yeah? Because remember the week before we asked if women are truly independent. And because, women of this time who are about with saying, I independent, I can do this on my own. Because, when women going so headstrong, wanting to be so headstrong, and also seeming like they want to wear the pants, as we used to say, in the home.
Right.
It's like, to submit, to really allow the man to lead, as they say, right? It just do happen. It do happen. Once in a blue moon, it might happen.
So if you don't join us, please in the comment section if women do really submit to men. I don't think that is a general consensus. When we look at good relationships,
Yeah.
should you think in a good relationship, who does the most submitted?
Well, in a good relationship, I will say it is 100. Both persons trying their best to submit and allow the man to play, the woman allowing the man to play his role, and the man allowing the woman to play her role. So when it is, I know when I say gender roles last time, I was like, gender roles, but I am submitting and really understanding where I have no problem with the word gender roles there. It's just that what I see why it is I sometimes have a problem when the word gender role is used kind of loosely, is because it could be either way. Either the woman trying to take advantage of a man saying, well, the man have to provide. So she decides she wants to stay home and do nothing. That's what some women doing. See a man do nothing, or it might be a man using the gender roles then to take advantage of a woman. But when it is really and truly, persons in relationships really understand each other, their partner's strengths, partner's weaknesses, and they really lean on each other, lean on each other's strength. I think submission, just comes. It will come naturally. And it will accept, okay, your partner say, hey, we should go down this route. It shouldn't have no quarrel then. Because they be a trust in that person. That's the next thing with the submission. Trust.
That's not how it actually happens.
Well, that's not how it happens, but...
So Jason is heading from work and, Abby is engaged.
I want to know who Abby going out with tonight. That is what I'm waiting to hear.
I talk about
this is what we want to hear. This is what we want to know. Where Abby going tonight? And well, not where, but with who?
Yeah.
With
she
who?
Prime engagements. Yeah?
Is with who, Abby? Waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's not how it happens. It's really not how it happens. It's the woman who have to make up their mind. Hey, when the man say this, he know what he's talking about. And I think that is where it is, not trying to overthrow or put down the man in a kind of way, because sometimes when women do that as well.
Right.
To try to make the man feel small. So it definitely having no submission there when it is when a woman trying to make a man small.
Right. So when we come back, people, I will play devil's advocate when I come back. When we come back, so we're gonna touch this vibes, and then we'll come back, because I like to play devil's advocate, so we'll be back. It's a boy and a girl. Long time we do it like this.
Yeah,
Are you tired of waiting in long lines? Are you tired of saying, oh snap, I forgot to top up at an inconvenient time? Here's what. Burn Team has got you and your loved ones covered. No hassle, no worries. You can get topped up at the snap of your fingertips with both Digicel and B-Mobile, anywhere and anytime. You can pay with cash or online. WhatsApp us at 346-8730, where it's safe, easy, and convenient.
Yes. So people anywhere, anytime, right? We have people who can attest to the convenience and the quality of the service providers. It's service with a smile. You may not be able to see it, but you're getting the service. The top-up is coming directly to your phone, your friend, your family member, whoever it is you're asking for the top-up for, it going straight to that person's phone, right? So you could hit us up. So, get top-up. There's the WhatsApp button on the pages. So right now we are on Burn Team Global page. This is where we do all, our media, right? So sometime very soon, we're saying soon, a lot of things is happening at the same time. That's why you all haven't seen the second episode of That Is Bacchanal as yet. But it is in the making, right? It is in the making. Yeah. So Lion is back to play devil's advocate and cause some bacchanal right now. So let us see. What taking place.
I want to ask a question. What is the big issue with women and submissive? Chika, tell me, what's the problem you think from a woman's perspective on why that's such a big issue?
I think why it is a big issue, I don't know where to say it when, boy. Like a certain generation, women, because there was a time when it is women were really abused. And because of the experiences that they had, they wanted so much so to be this independent person and not to be in a situation where it is they have to, let us say, solely depend on a man at the same. But every time he telling me what to do, and they want to be their own individual, and they weren't able to be that individual, like they weren't allowed in a sense, and they pass that on down to the other generations, telling woman, but you have yes, you have a choice, but it was passed on in a way that submission became negative rather than something positive. Because submission is not, but I think it depends on the context in which it is the word submission is used. I think it's the context. And what happened now, because it doesn't matter what context, women, when they just hear the word submission, a lot of women think it's just about what to say. When they, like how we will tell a child, you have to listen to your parents, and they feel like it's a kind of punishment. It's like women hearing the word submission as punishment for some kind of strange reason. Yeah. So when they hear submit, they hear punish.
So the name of the game is submission. We have Sonali Bartholomew, and we want to big up Sonali for the beautiful carrot cake quiz. Wayland, I hear Wayland do a video on the people job.
Oh, well, I'm waiting to see this video.
Oh, Wayland do a video. So today we did a carrot cake squares birthday meals by Miss Bartholomew. Well, I know by now Sonali is the look going on. Hey, that's now. Wait.
Pull it out. You have to put it closer to the camera.
Wait. Hold on. Let us see. Boom. Let them see what. Hey. Look at that. I feel we underpriced this thing in the. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I see it, I was like, if you go puff and stuff or just simply any bakery. Yes, the size now, and it's it's heavy. You're feeling the weight, everything, presentation on point.
The size doesn't matter, but deep treat. Yeah.
Size matters.
Yeah.
We don't do things small. We do it big.
See again on the mistake. So the demand knows whenever you're looking at it. What is your take to the on submission? Since we had the discussion the last time, submission in a good relationship, what is your view now?
Hold on. That's okay. That full mouth.
Hey, you come with your things on the thing.
I have to take
myself. You come with deep treats.
I treat myself today's Friday.
You're good, yeah? Right, so tell us, what is the consensus here though? What is the view on this evil word that you ladies call submission that you all don't do?
Why you would call it evil? I don't view it as evil.
Like when vampire and see holy water, how they does submission. What is your view?
I don't view it as evil. I might be among the few percentage that sees it as something good, actually, because it's a part of nature. Because like you said the last time, you submit to the land of your country, your officers, higher authority.
Yep.
So what is wrong with submitting to your partner?
Do you think women know? Do you think that women have a problem with authoritative figures in their life, like male? What do you think, Chica?
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's all based upon experience. And because the other thing, a lot of persons, they grew up in matriarchal homes, or an environment that is female dominated. So most likely when the space is female dominated, more likely there will be a female leader. So when it's time now to submit to male authority, a lot of women make it a problem. It's like they don't know how to even communicate with men.
Interesting. So do you think, Sonali, that women will quicker give a man an instruction than to actually communicate?
Oh yeah.
When we think about
no.
Yeah.
You see all the time, a woman would quicker give instructions after what it is she wants, what it is she like, what it is she expects,
Yeah.
than actually coming and saying,
Having a
I like
communication.
this, I like
Yeah.
that.
You
But
know,
tell me what you think of this and tell
yeah,
me what you think
yeah.
of that. A woman with
What do you think?
passive instructions.
We think.
What's that? I didn't hear the last part of your question.
They
No,
actually
no,
communicate.
communication itself is the problem here because it will be
Yeah,
easy
it
for a
is the
woman to
problem.
give instruction and like this, I want that, I want this, do this for me. It's more instructive that as opposed to like communicating.
Yeah,
Do you think she
that
gets
is
a
true.
breakdown in society now that we haven't even learned to actually communicate with the opposite sex?
Yeah, all that too, because like simple now, because people trying to avoid what? Let us start with uh let's start from the teenage years where they are, parents afraid that their daughters come home with the belly, and the only way they communicating is saying, "Don't bring home no belly here for me, eh?" Like that, or I'll put you out, right? So from then, or they see them talking to a boy in the community, some young man, and they don't even want them to speak to that young man. So instead of allowing them to have that interaction with other males their age, or even, let's say, a wide variety,
Right.
different age brackets, they don't allow it. So they just don't know how to have that communication. And if they live in a home where it is, let us say they live with their mother and father. So some people might say, well, yes, they have both mother and father in the home. And
Right.
all they're seeing is bickering and curling. They don't learn good communication. So even their home environment, they're not learning it there either. So all they learn to do is quarrel. They are very
Yeah.
passive aggressive,
Yeah.
right? So they don't know how to deal with conflict. You know how to treat with different situations. So it's really learned behavior. You learn how not to communicate, basically. Or you learn bad communication skills. However you want to put it. So it's a learned behavior that we really need to unlearn. We really, really need to unlearn it. All those who learn bad communication skills, you need to get some. That is to communicate with anybody, because sometimes women can't even communicate with another woman, really and truly.
Correct.
Across the board, like, communication is a real issue.
So the topic is, as you're looking here, submission. You know it goes. And sometimes we have this issue. I think most of the time these are real issues.
Yeah.
Because now there is no rule. I think we try to have a ruleless society. A neutral. I think
And yeah.
I think the new gender will be neutral.
Well, in that sense, to me, I think it's already there.
It's going to that. Like neutral. The new
Yeah.
order is neutrality. That's what it is. Yeah? That's what it comes down. So I know so that way for the she face, it have a ladies' night tomorrow. But I hear certain people like but okay, so we had to realize what's going on. So in the meantime between them, I know we could just touch base with the ladies' night. And maybe right now. But she can be go and see what's going on with these ladies.
No, Abby will be on tomorrow night. She'll be on for sure. Lisa, she partying from now.
Till whenever.
Considering this, I don't know if this is her birthday weekend or next week. So she having her birthdays in the middle of the week. So,
right, so she keeps it down.
All now is party. Next weekend is party. And I know it's a long weekend. Long weekend. I was so glad to change the day of the Eid holiday. Yeah. I was. Ladies' night. Because body count matter. Throw it up there.
How do you body count matter thing here?
Yes, right there.
Right. Right. This is the topic for ladies' night. tomorrow night, does body count really matter?
Yes.
I will
So
reserve
you're
my views for tomorrow night.
for
I will
tomorrow.
be
Yeah, do that. But I think we think
we understand what you mean,
we
but they
all
must
know
have
your views on that. But inside tomorrow night, right? We also tomorrow night, ladies' night,
Oh, ladies' night.
ladies' night
Yeah,
tomorrow at
I
7.
had an emergency with my parents, guys.
Good.
Exactly. Don't interrupt me.
What I want.
You have to get a fan for the show, I'm good. Hey!
So now you remember what you were saying back then? Because it started what I want. You remember the rest of that sentence? So people, right? So ladies' night tomorrow is, does body count really matter? And I know the ladies will want to touch up the men in that section too, because we know when we're talking about body count, how that conversation does go. Hopefully, we'll come to, I don't know, some sort of.
I'll leave that for tomorrow, yes?
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it. I'll leave that for tomorrow.
It's have this video where it says they have to guess people's body count. I wonder if anybody up for that on the live tomorrow. Guessing someone's body count.
Yeah. But let me play that for true.
Can you really look at somebody and determine their body count? How do you think you will be good at that, Sonali? Determining someone's body count.
Hey.
I might be off and on.
Off and on.
Because when I really watch, when I ask the question, or so like, what is your body count?
Nah.
The moment you watch your facial reaction,
Body count is for the females. Yo, we ain't talking about that.
Body
Yeah.
count
It's just
is
a
for
little,
both
you know,
male
touch.
and female.
It was no, it's not the same thing. Let us not speak about this.
I realize why we say we're gonna have some problems. Things gonna be hot tomorrow. Cause you see like and say body count is for females.
That's what it is.
Done that already.
A master key that opens many locks is a good key. But a lock that opens to many keys is not a good lock. Anyhow, people is you talk live. You talk live. The topic for tonight, and it's not tomorrow night or yet, is submission. Please in the comment section. You know, in a good relationship, where does submission play the most? I believe men submit a little bit more, just not to get the nag and the whole talk. Right? So men do submit and they don't have a problem with it, but ladies tend to have that issue. Chica.
Yeah, I guess what I will say is it all based on that person's upbringing and experiences, or they may have very much good upbringing and they just fall on the wrong track when it comes to the relationship, because you really can't determine that person's direction 100%. So they may see good communication skills in the home, how to deal with conflict, everything. Mommy submitting to daddy, but some women or some young girls find daddy taking advantage of mommy. Some females see it like that. They don't see it as, you know, a part of a healthy relationship. And that's the problem. So they may decide, nah, I'm not submitting, no man, and what they will say is no man and telling me what to do. That is where this comes down to. They will say no man and telling me what to do.
And then after this, be home with a lot of cats in like 20, 25 years. You see, women have to come to the realization that if you're taking that stance for over 30 years, you see, it's easy to take that stance when you're 23 or 25, right? Because you're young, you think that you're gonna be 25 all the days of your life. But to have a serious male in your life, without that, you will be alone. And it's a sad thing because to waste that amount of time on an ideology that, hey, I'm not submitting to a man, or whatever is the thing up here, you're going to be alone at 50, 55. I don't think people look
Even
beyond.
before that.
Yeah, I don't think women look beyond a certain age bracket. That's why women tend to not come to terms with the age. Like ladies would continuously hold on to a particular age group and not realize that you're gonna pass that age. It's better to call yourself older than where you are as opposed to trying to keep yourself in a bracket. Because then when you pass that bracket, you won't be able to come to terms with the bracket that you're in. Between 30 and 40 as a female, you can't have certain mentalities because you have only 20 somethings coming up behind you. You know what I mean? And you had to think long and hard about the values that you holding on to if you think it worth that trade-off. So that's the way I think.
Hmm.
35
No,
will
I
come.
know. No, I trying to put myself in that scenario because
35 will come, right?
35 will come, yeah.
If that people
35
holding
will
on
come.
to 30, 35 is imminent.
We all have to grow in numbers.
When you reach 40, what you going to say? And the reality is,
No, it's true because you do see a lot of women
holding on to a bracket.
Holding on. And it's not attractive whatsoever. And they keep with the same mentality, like you said, that no man can tell me what to do. No man can rule me or I don't need a man or whatever. You're not humbling yourself. I don't want to say bow down. You're not humbling yourself in any way or fashion. You're not opening up yourself to see the bigger picture. And it's not attractive at all. Honestly and truly, it's really not attractive. Like, because you would watch and be like, they was dress a certain way, act a certain way, behave a certain way, and so forth. Think a certain way. And it's like, what's your age? How old are you? It's like,
it have ladies over 35 right now. And they're still single. That is not a good accomplishment. I realize women of our genre now thinking that being over 35 and single is an accomplishment. Where you think your chip's gonna fall next 5 years? Like it have some ladies single for life and they think that is some kind of freedom. Chica, what you think?
Well, they may be feeling free. They may be saying they don't have any commitments and they don't have any responsibilities, I should say. So they feel some sense of...
Yeah, but they have 4 children.
Oh, they have 4 children. I thought you mean the one with all the children.
This is my view,
I thought they talking about the ones with all the children, but you talking the ones with children.
If you're over 30, and you have about 3 children and you're talking about you're single, you need to reevaluate yourself.
Well, yeah, you definitely need to reevaluate. Yeah.
You need to think about your life, right? You have ladies who have kids over 30 and saying they're single like if that's a pride.
No.
Now tell me, at 26, 27, young man coming up in the game, you have a good job, you're looking for a nice little woman. You really think that would be the ideal place for a gentleman to put himself?
No, it wouldn't be.
From a male perspective, knowing that when you're with a woman, you doing more the submitting, you doing most of the spending. I mean, think about it. You think that wise?
No.
It's wise. And these ladies, 2-3 children, when you're watching Facebook, every other month is a child birthday, but the single.
Well, you see,
Some of them
comfortable that way.
And the two different father. But they're single and they're not submitting. So if you get a decent man that wants something in the future, and you wouldn't submit, even though you have these kids, and he's still playing the role, you don't think that warrants some kind of chicken?
Well, yes, if it is a man deciding, you know what, I'm taking you and your whole football team.
Chica, most of the time, men just be with
you
have at least one.
It have people who actually, it have men who actually go with women who have 5 children, 6 children, and they start a relationship with them, and they just add on to. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I really think that as a woman, you have to really be mature. So some people are just aging, the number increasing, but they not maturing at all. Their mentality is that of a child still.
Hence the topic for tomorrow night.
Right? So they're maturing and they will still be fighting and quarreling over this man, and she come and take my man, and he thing and this and that, and that is really, really talk. And he not saying about his children. But are you even allowing the man to have a relationship with the child? No.
Well, that's our whole next life. But in reality, I think for a healthy relationship with maybe, I mean, I don't know what kind of man you're dealing with, but a strong male or a headstrong male or that kind of male, it would have to have some type of submission in order for you to stick around, for you to be around. Because in this world, everything really easy sex easy to get. Girls advertising themselves on Instagram and TikTok. So you don't even have to go in the strip club no more. Long time you had to pay for them kind of sites. What we see on TikTok. Right? Long time you had to pay. Now you just go on TikTok and right? So women advertising a lot. You're seeing everything before you even talk to the young people. So I think to get a decent structure, a decent man, if you're not submitting, he would just move on. It wouldn't last long. And I think that is what we're seeing. Guys, might start a relationship. They realize the woman want to do what she wants, she will just say it's not working out, and they will move on to somebody. And that is what I see happening most of the time. Is that the relationship might be lasting 6 months, and after the honeymoon phase and after we realize what the right pressure, we just move on. So that is why Saturday night, this matters a lot.
I hope you put your input in, eh?
He will. I don't hope he don't have everything written down in his head, ready to type out.
Yeah. It's that serious. Right? So, I mean, any headstrong male with some kind of ambition about himself, and he realizes that the woman, he will just move on. And I don't think that healthy for a woman to just start a relationship, end a relationship, start a relationship, end a relationship, start 6 months, 5 months, a year. I think we should do a poll, check on the page, and find out what was women's longest relationship. How many women had over a 5-year relationship with a man? How many women? Because it's only X.
What we'll have to do is see that will be age related as well. So we need the person's age. There's a different type of collection of data. Because Sonali and I still look young, right?
Let me say, you would believe it.
We will have
8 man already.
I know. That's why we have to do the age and check, because everybody.
Between 25 and 40.
We have to have the age bracket and what is the longest relationship you've been.
Between 25 and 40. I mean, in reality, And you wouldn't find much individuals saying they had an 8-year, 10-year relationship. Me talking about 3 years, I think. No, I didn't tell you outside it is. No, a long relationship is 4 years and 3 years, I think. When a man say, boy, I was in a long relationship, how long it was with you, man? Boy, 3 years. Me, whoop, that was long, but.
Was that Trizan saying there?
By today's standards.
Trizan saying her longest relationship was 13. Trizan, why it have was? Why is there was on this?
Is that like you're planning to roll out? Is that I feel anyway? We have to talk.
I said was.
Like, you know, put boss out. Yeah. And that is my point. A long relationship is 10 years. So I'll give all of my kind of timeline. Right? Because people kind of pretend for 3, it have people just hold our face for 3-4 years on it. You know, people, you know, when you've been around a long time, you know, I like to call myself the chat one. When you have been around a long time, you get to see in a 3-year span, somebody will hold our face and before they show you what the true colors is. Just talk to me. Just tell me if I'm talking the truth. Right? I mean, a long relationship is 10 years. So I gain only a ballpark to work with. And when you hear people saying 3 years, 4 years, 5 years is the only half mark. So some people, some persons, they submitted for 1 year, then they're breaking up for 2. So that people be breaking up for a long time and then it end. You know what I mean? So that was 10 years is enough to say I was with this man or with this woman. Because sometimes when you look at the relationship, somebody fed up and they just throw up their hand and they stick around and they stay and then it ends. Finally. They just aren't telling me. Right? So I think, men do submit, as I said before, and we don't have a problem with it. We don't go holding our placard saying, men, we not submitted. We don't be in the street, looking for men's rights. You never had no men's rights.
But Lion, when it is people talk about submitting, they don't really talk about men submitting either. So I don't think men will have to hold a placard saying they're not submitting. But when the word when submission is used, is mostly they're always talking in the context of women submitting, not men. So I think that is why.
Talk about something not just like it.
Yeah, no, yes, but in fact, when it is people talk about submission, it's always wives submit to your husband. That is all you really hear. That is as far as they go. Or children obey parents. That is as far as it goes. But the whole thing about it, that communication, that respect for each other,
as I say,
and being able to compromise.
Me being the designated male on the war, I will tell you as a man. You see, because women we and women are not the same. I am not the same as them. I will never be.
But we know this.
I am not going to see a man. Men could get sex easy. Some men. Right? So sex is not a problem. But you see, peace, not all women can get. Not all women could give a man peace. All women could give a man sex. So a man could be with a woman. All women could offer sex on them. But not all women. So I realize women, when they're writing down the things that they do for the man. Well, me, I just that. But I never hear it.
A woman says she giving the man peace.
Peace.
That is true.
When you hear women talking, I don't know what he leave me for. I don't know what he gone by now will cross that girl for. Me know why? I just cook, I just wash his clothes, I just make sure the house this, I just make sure the children go to school, I just yeah, no peace. And not all women can give a man peace. All women could offer the sex and the children and the house and all this. But that is one thing. A woman, not all women could deliver a peace. I could say I could be at peace. Yeah? So the submission holds that, you see again, we need to understand that for a man to be a man, he has to be given his role. My grandfather used to say a man does go where he most honored. That is his weakness. It's not that the next woman or the next this or he leave for this. My grandfather tell me, he says, not really, we just go because they get the sex. Not women just think is the sex or what the girl look like. Is that he honored more here. And that is the weakness of us. We need to feel our way. And submission gives men that feeling of, honor. Because sadly, I know it have a lot of good relationships out there. So I ain't focusing on bad relationships. And I don't see women picking up the guy on the Facebook. You see how Mother's Day coming up here? Man. You see when Father's Day come? Nothing. But fathers will step up in this COVID. Fathers went and do what they had to do to give the child, put food on the table and school open. And fathers bend over backwards. And still well. So that word submission just give that male in the relationship that feeling of, yeah, feeling like a king in this place, boy. And when you feel like a king with anything, she could be what, he will remain. He will always come back. He has no choice, like a leash. He will always come back because when he there, he like a king. That's my 2 steps. Chica, Talani, what do you think? I did just the male perspective. We're talking good.
Once a man feels appreciated and
not appreciated. Not appreciated.
Well, feel like a king, as I said, king, right?
Appreciation is different than when I see that any problem with men. I see the right. You see that word? I can appreciate that stranger. I can appreciate if a stranger help me. That word appreciation is too low. I'm not supposed to feel appreciated. The male, ladies on the line, whenever you watch it, if you want to keep aiming next to you, anytime you're wrong, you feel like a king, you will know it. Whoever else could be doing all kind of pretty thing in the bedroom, all kind of fandangle, all kind of craziness. If that man, when he are wrong, you feel like royalty. So we need to understand it's not appreciation or good. If that man feeling like Prince Charles when he wrong, you know it. It could be 400 more. That's why you see some kind of fellas with some kind of like, ho. That's why. This man, this nice man, this. Oh! That is why. Because when he there, he just feel like a king. Not appreciated, not wanted, not needed. Those words is not my talking about. Go and watch how a king is be on a show. He just feel check. Ego, right. So now, before we go.
Yes.
Wait, you see. Look at here. Look over. Jezad, you have to be here for this. See Jezad watching this. Jezad, they're taking it. Yes.
But yes, I agree on what you're saying. And I see what it is you're talking about. The submission plays a vital role, a serious vital role. It is a lifeline, really and truly, to all relationships. And men submit all the time. We don't recognize it. We women don't recognize it. We just honestly think that is what he's supposed to do. That is how we were taught and brought up. But when you do, the way you broke it down, when you do look at it, he doesn't have to do any of those things. And, the man would submit. If a man never submitted to a woman, you feel really and truly she would have wanted to constantly be around him all the time. So how the question is really and truly why it's hard for women to do the same. Yet you want the man around, and you want to be around the man too. But I do get what it is you're saying, and I understand, and I see it. The way you brought it across, like, really made it clear. So, I would say submission is a lifeline. It is a lifeline. Cut off a lifeline, the relationship will die. It is one of the lifelines. I would say it is one of the lifelines.
Chica.
Yeah, so we come to the consensus that men do submit more than women do. And as I said, it has a lot to do with the upbringing of women. And I do not, as I said, when it is, they use the word submission for women is like punishment. They bring it across negatively, not in a positive light, and not people. Whether I say parents, other women who you maybe are wrong, it's just that's what they're learning. Whether it's Facebook and people just say, some women just saying, yeah, well, you don't have to listen to no man. A man doesn't make you, and all these different things that some women may say. So that social environment that young women grew up in, and well, women on a whole, it does affect how they see the word submission. It affects it. So it's up to the individual to say, well, here, what really and truly submission is not a bad thing. Nothing is wrong with submitting. And you have to know what it is, you stand for. You have to trust your partner, because it's not like when it is, it's not something, most of the time when I think about it, it's not something negative the man trying to get you to do. Is most of the time it's something positive, something for your own good. So, I mean, nothing wrong with submitting.
No, it's true. It is true. And sometimes, like I say, it's not even just for your good alone, it's for the good of the whole. Because you're just one half of the relationship. So it's for the whole itself.
Yep. So ladies, ain't nothing wrong with submitting. Most of the time, when the man, he just do things without you even asking sometimes. That's what needs to be done. So let us do our part. And as Lion said, peace. Not a peace of your mind, but peace. Calm. No bickering. They want that.
No.
Yes, so you understand what I mean, but you must have play.
Now, we're not saying it wouldn't have bickering from time to time, but the constant bickering.
Well, yes, of course. Yes, the constant nagging. Daddy will lie on you, Sulia, the nag. What time I coming home? I want to see her with talking to this woman and all the different things that some women say. Yes, so that constant. You will have conflicts, yes, we know that, disagreements. But it's just not coming out just so out of the blues and making up something. Some women make up things and make everything an issue. So, ladies, try to bring peace and learn to communicate. Communication is very important. Right, so we will see you all tomorrow night for Does Body Count Really Matter on Ladies' Night at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it. You want to know what you all really think about this body count scenario. Some may say it matter. Some may say it doesn't matter. Right? But we will deal with this tomorrow night. So, thank you everyone for locking on. It was nice. Yes, we understand what you mean, but you must have playfulness inside tomorrow night. Right? Also tomorrow night. Ladies' night.
Oh! Ladies' night.
Ladies' night
Yeah,
tomorrow at 7.
I had an emergency with my